Hello and welcome to Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. Each week we take a look at a movie that is featured on Disney+. On this episode, we continue our journey into the movies of Disney Star as we divulge deep into outer space as we take a look at the movie Alien 3 starring Sigourney Weaver. And if you are enjoying these videos, please do hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified each time we add a new video. But for now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, today we are covering Alien 3. This movie was released on May 22nd, 1992, and it was directed by David Fincher. The screenplay was by David Geer, Walter Hill, and Larry Ferguson, and it was a production of Brandywine Production Company. The film was distributed by 20th Century Fox, and it had a budget of $60 million with a box office return of $159.8 million. But let's take a look at the development of the film. So with the success of Aliens, Fox approached Brandywine Productions about future sequels. Brandywine was less than enthused, saying they want to explore other directions rather than just repeating themselves over and over again. They wanted to explore the Weyland-Yutani Corporation, and they wanted to use the aliens as weapons in future wars. The initial concept was to have Corporal Hicks take a lead role and have Ripley be reduced to a cameo, and then coming back for a fourth film in an epic battle between aliens and humans. They initially wanted Ridley Scott to come back and direct the third Alien movie, but he politely declined. And in September of 1987, William Gibson was approached to write the screenplay. Due to a pending writer strike, Gibson was asked to produce a script in December, so less than 4 months away. And director Renny Harlin was approached by Fox, who wanted to go into a different direction by visiting Earth and the alien homeworld. Gibson's script was rejected because it did not follow the initial pitch made by the film producers about having the aliens used as weapons. So Eric Reed was approached in 1989, which also was rejected because it went too far away from the original concept as well. David Towney was then hired to write the script, but it was also rejected because it was too similar to the first two films. This led to Renny Harlin losing enthusiasm and leaving the project because it was stuck in, quotes, developmental hell. Walter Hill and David Geer were then hired to write a script, and eventually Larry Ferguson as a script doctor, and Fox approached David Fincher to direct, who did further revisions on the script. Fincher wanted Gary Oldman to star in the film, but the two could not work it out due to scheduling conflicts. And then finally, filming began in Pinewood Studios without a finished script, but concluded after several months of reshoots and endings being changed constantly. So let's take a look at the cast that we have. So we have Sigourney Weaver, who comes back as Ripley. Charles S. Dutton, who plays Leonard Dutton. Charles Dance, who plays Jonathan Clemens. Brian Glover, who plays Francis Aaron. And Paul McGain, who plays Walter Golick. So now that we know who's in it, let's take a look at the plot. So Ellen Ripley is the only survivor when she crash lands on Florina 161, a bleak wasteland inhabited by former inmates of the planet's maximum security prison. Once again, Ripley must face skepticism and the alien as it hunts down the prisoners and the guards. And without weapons or modern technology of any kind, Ripley leads the men into a battle against the terrifying creatures. So this movie went through several different versions, as we already discussed, but an alternative cut of the movie was called the Assembly Cut, which contained an extra 37 minutes, was released in 2003, and it included alternative key plot points and deleted scenes. This movie was nominated for Best Visual Effects, but lost to Death Becomes Her. Dark Horse Comics, in order to promote the film, released a 3-part comic series, graphic novel type series. And then there were several video game adaptations of the film for the NES system, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and Commodore 64. And then there was plans to create an animated series called Operation Aliens, but that was to be developed by Fox to help promote the film, but this was ultimately abandoned. So would I recommend this movie? I think this movie lacks real focus, and that's because too many hands and too many different directions and too many kind of different ways of telling the story. This is the Alien movie that I think has no clear direction or vision, and it feels that they were not sure where they wanted the story to go. Like it seems like they wanted to go with a kind of an aliens getting on Earth, but they had no idea how to get there. The performance from Sigourney Weaver and Charles Dutton are the highlights. I think they were the best part of the movie. I'm not a big fan of the ending, as I didn't think it was earned emotionally for the rest of the film, because you kind of knew it was coming, but it didn't really feel that that was the alternative that Ripley had to do in order to save herself and the people around her. Um, this movie to me just feels generic and a typical horror movie. It doesn't feel like it's part of the Alien franchise. It just feels like one of those horror movies that comes and goes and no one really cares about. So to me, this is a kind of a step back, especially coming from the James Cameron Aliens movie. So that's going to do it this week on Disney Movie Investigation. So please, thank you for joining us again. Please leave a comment what you think of Alien 3. Do you like it? Do you hate it? What did you think of it? And for our next episode, we are going to go into the deep outer space again as we go to a galaxy far, far away as we take a look at our first Star Wars film, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. But until next time, I hope you have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.